Hello everyone, it's averydawnside and welcome back to another video. I can't help but laugh when I say that because it's just been a while. I'm back. I'm kidding. I don't want to say I'm back. I feel like one of those YouTubers that always I feel like the YouTubers that disappear for like 3 years and then come back and they're like, I'm back, and then they disappear again. Like, I don't want to be like that, okay? I don't want to say that I'm back because I'm back. But anyways, we're gonna get into it. So, it feels so strange to be filming again. I honestly can't tell you that anything exciting is gonna be going on the screen because also it has been I don't even know, months since I've been on Star Stable for longer than 5 minutes. I will not lie to you, I have not played in centuries. If you don't believe me, I can show you that I have so many quests to do. So many. There's like 3. But for me, that's a big deal because I used to stay up to date on the game 24/7. Anyways, yeah, I don't really know what's gonna actually be happening on the screen in this video. I didn't really plan anything out. I mean, I guess the first thing I should do is feed my horse because that would be good. And then maybe I'll do like a race or something. But that is not the purpose for today's video. So I forgot how to do this. Okay. The purpose for today's video is to kind of give some updates. And again, I don't want to be like a cliche YouTuber that's like, I'm back, these are my updates, but I'm gonna be one today because I kind of have been meaning to make this video for a really long time, and I felt like I was making it a really big deal in my head when in reality I just wanted to sit down for like a couple minutes with all of you and just be like totally transparent about everything that's kind of been going on and what the future of this channel is gonna look like, that there even is the possibility of a future in this channel, and kind of just, chat it out with all of you because it's been a hot minute and I miss everyone. So, with that being said, I guess a good place to start is where it kind of stopped. So, for a while there, I'm sure many of you noticed that I was extremely busy with graduating from university and getting my first full-time job and everything. And then as well, is the water different? A huge milestone for me, that so many of you, I feel joined my journey through this channel, was working towards saving up to get my horse. And then I did get my horse, and then my horse colicked and he ended up being okay, thankfully. But yeah, the kind of beginning to having a horse and owning a horse was not at all what I expected. And that's kind of where, I don't want to say the downfall of my YouTube channel started, because it wasn't a downfall. It was just kind of like a switch of priority for me, was when all of that was kind of happening. So, yeah, and the last thing that we sort of left off on was I posted the video of that IRL video of me purchasing my first horse, which was super exciting, and I was really transparent about that. So if you're interested in seeing that, go ahead and watch that video. It's been a long time coming. And then after that, I just kind of maybe posted a handful of times. I honestly couldn't even tell you. I think maybe 2 or 3 after that. And it just, the spark wasn't there for me anymore. And those videos were the monthly videos. So after I got my horse, I was like, yeah, I definitely need to take a step back from YouTube, because I just mentally and emotionally, I didn't have the capacity to do it, not the capacity, but the energy and time that I wanted to put into a video, and I wasn't excited to do it anymore. It was like a chore, and that's something that I never wanted YouTube to become. And then I sort of told myself that I was going to stick to doing the monthly videos with all of you, the monthly check-ins on the first of the month, because that was something that I really loved doing, and it wasn't necessarily Star Stable based, which I'll also get into. And so I was like, yeah, I'll just stick to doing that. And so I kind of did that for a month, maybe 2 months, I think. And then I really just felt like every time the beginning of the month was coming around, I was like, oh, I've got to get on and make a video. And it wasn't like I didn't want to make the video for all of you. It just was hard because I loved making those videos, but also, like I said, I didn't have the energy to do them. And I'm going to get into that. So, one of the biggest things that I would say that changed for me was I really had to focus on my mental health. And I kind of talked about this in the video with when I first got my horse, 𝐾𝐲. I had a lot of anxiety come up for me, just in horse ownership and everything that was going on with his health and everything. It was a huge transition for me. And I've struggled with anxiety. I have struggled with panic disorder and PTSD and sort of that kind of thing since for years. And I've talked about that a lot on my channel. Mental health has been something that's really important on my channel, which is why I feel like this is something that I wanted to talk about when I did come back to make a video, because it is a huge part of my life. I work in the mental health field and all of that. And so, with all of that being said, to be totally transparent, I was really struggling with my mental health over the summer. I was kind of all over the place with my anxiety. It was really starting to get the best of me, not in like a horrible way. Obviously, it was a horrible feeling to experience, but it did get really bad to the point where it was affecting my day-to-day life. Like, it already was affecting my day-to-day life, but it got to the point where like I wasn't able to keep doing the things that I was doing. And by that I mean like it was just hard to leave the house. It was hard to like go ride 𝐾𝐲, and everything related to that became anxiety wise, and I was just really struggling. And so for years this has been something that I've dealt with and dealt with through therapy and things like that, and that always helped in like meditation and stuff. But it became to the point where like meditation, like sitting down and being present, all of that stuff, it wasn't working anymore. So I finally, even though it was terrifying, I got into contact with my doctor. And many of you are probably like, oh my gosh, Avery, this is so personal to share, but it's my life. It's a part of why I left. It's part of why I came back. So it's really important for me to share with you all. So I got in contact with my doctor, and I actually did get prescribed to go onto anxiety medication. And I was horrified of this at first. I am not a medication person. I've always, especially medication for your brain, that kind of really freaks me out. Like I know how helpful it can be for people, but I also knew how bad it could be for people, like bad reactions and side effects. So I was terrified, but I'm happy to announce that I did go on the medication, and that is also kind of why I took a step back from YouTube, because while I was figuring all of that out, there were side effects that didn't make me feel good at all. I like kind of felt dizzy and like out of it for a little while, and then things got better. So I also just physically wasn't capable of making a video because I just was letting my body adjust to this huge change. Anyways, it's been a little while since that started, and it's finally kicking in, and I just feel overall so much lighter. I feel like my brain has really settled down, and now I'm actually able to enjoy life like vibrantly, and it's kind of like the world is brighter in a way. And so many of you are going to be shocked by hearing that, because a lot of the comments that I get are like, oh, you're such a positive and bright person. And I love hearing that from all of you. And I'm so glad that that is the message and the thing that I put out there and portray. I just wanted to feel that more personally in the things that brought me joy, especially riding and especially owning my own horse. And yeah, so since then, things have definitely gotten, that was definitely a shift in my life, I will tell you. I also got a promotion at work, which was great. So I was kind of going through training for that as well, which was wild to kind of already get a promotion 3 months into it. And now I have a totally new job, like same company, new job. And I just really focused on like my horse, like 𝐾𝐲 and I, and I'm so happy to tell you all that it is going amazing. I like don't want to jinx myself, but it really is going amazing. I have such a deep level of love and care for 𝐾𝐲 that I never thought that I would have, especially like right when I got him. I was horrified of everything. let's go back to where it started in Moreland. But yeah, everything is going so much better. And again, I don't want to be one of those cliche YouTubers that like leaves and then comes back when their life is put together. There are still so many cracks in my life and so many other things going on. Not every day is perfect. I'm still figuring out my mental health. I'm still figuring everything out. It's just been easier to manage. And so with all of that being said, it brings me to where I am here. So that's kind of the background information of like personally what's been going on. And now we'll get into like the actual aspects of it, which is what my channel has been based on. So long story short, I've kind of talked about this in like the more coming recent videos, but it's no secret to everyone, and like I feel like I avoided talking about this. I'm gonna stop and stand so I can focus on what I'm saying. I feel like I avoided talking about this for a really long time because I didn't want it to feel true, or I didn't want it to feel like real. But it's no secret to everyone that there are a lot of players that no longer play Star Stable. It's no secret to everyone that a lot of people are in this era, this new wave of growing out of the game. Star Stable is kind of entering an era where a lot of people are either loving it or hating it. And I'm not one of those people that goes one way or the other. I love the game for what it's brought me, but personally, and this is so hard to I guess admit in a way because of what the game used to be for me, but the game itself, I love what it brought to me, but I personally don't love playing anymore. And that is nothing that Star Stable has done or anything. It really just is personally for me. It's about what's going on in my actual life. And since there's not really, of course I have all of you in the community on this game, but now I need to focus and I want to focus more on creating a community in my in real life rather than focusing so much of it being in Star Stable. And I don't want that to scare anyone because I know how scary that can be when you have like someone who you really like watching on YouTube be like, I don't like this game anymore. I don't play this game anymore. That it's not the case 100% for me, but the truth is I really just don't play anymore. I hardly log on. I stopped making videos because I felt like the only content that I could make was Star Stable content because this is technically a Star Stable channel or Star Stable based channel, but that's just not realistic for me anymore. And doing that isn't realistic anymore for me because it would be forcing me to make videos. It would be forcing myself to make videos that I don't have an interest or passion for, really. And so with that being said, here's kind of the hard part. Not 100% the hard part, but just letting you know the future of this channel. I don't want to guarantee everything or anything, but I do want to say that there is a future for this channel, but with a different perspective and with some changes. And with those changes being the number one that is going to be probably the biggest change is that I'm not going to be uploading like consistently like I ever did before. I used to upload every Friday. I uploaded every Friday for 2 years straight without a day off. And that's not realistic for me, for my life anymore. That's not realistic for the type of content that I'm going to be moving forward and making. And that's not realistic for my viewers, which many of you have also grown out of the game and really just come back for me and my life. And I've read so many comments and gone through so many different things, like thinking about this decision. And it really is like, I want to show up with 100% energy and passion for my videos. If that's once a month or once every 3 months, rather than come back with 20% energy and personality every week. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, this is like weird to kind of explain because I don't have a for sure answer on what type of videos I'm going to be making in the future, but I can tell you all that this is no longer going to 100% be Star Stable content. In fact, you can expect I don't want to say little to no Star Stable content, but expect it sporadically for special events and stuff, or like if I'm in the mood to play Star Stable, but don't expect this channel to be 100% Star Stable based. And I know with that being said, some of you are going to be like, oh, I don't want to watch her anymore. I only came here for Star Stable content. I 100% respect if you want to unsubscribe. If you came here with the idea of getting Star Stable content and now I'm like, oh yeah, not really gonna make any new content. It is 100%. I respect you not wanting to watch my videos anymore. But for those of you that do want to stick around and stay, just know that I really appreciate you, and I appreciate your adaptability while I am flexible in discovering what I want to be creative about, because it means a lot. It's scary to put yourself out there in the world, and it's especially scary to do it in different ways other than like what you've been comfortable with for years, which is Star Stable for me. And the next thing, this is a hard part to talk about, I guess, because it was what made my channel go from a random channel on YouTube to a channel that was a Star Stable channel that brought so many of you into my community, and that's realistic roleplay. I have been dreading this question and avoiding it for the longest time, but so many of you are asking what's going on with my roleplay, and to be 100% transparent, my roleplay it's exactly what it's called. It's a roleplay. And I lived so heavily into my roleplays when I couldn't live it in my real life. And this like feels super emotional or sounds super emotional when I say it. But I lived my life through that roleplay because that was when I wasn't in the place, I didn't have the opportunity like I do now with horses. I lived through it through this game. And now that I do have those chances and opportunities in my actual life, I want to focus on that. And so with that being said, this might be really disappointing to some of you. I will not be making roleplay videos for the foreseeable future, if ever. And I have so hesitated on saying that because so many of you are going to be so sad about that. And I know that because so many of you love my roleplay videos. But realistically, the time that it takes to film a roleplay video, I don't have it anymore. And I don't have the motivation anymore. I don't want to blame this just on like not having time, because I could make the time if I wanted to, but the truth is I don't want to make the time. I love making roleplay videos. I love how they turn out, but I don't want to spend hours and hours spending time filming a video when I could be spending that time with my horse or doing something else that is going to bring me more joy in the end. Not that it doesn't bring me joy, but again, it's just creating more of a connection, more of like a false like reality in a way to the game that like I'm not connected to in that way anymore. And so it sucks, but I'm so happy that roleplay came into my life, and maybe once in a blue moon, I'll do like a YouTube short or something of a roleplay. If I ever get like the time, energy, want, I will make kind of not a farewell video, but kind of something to do with roleplay, maybe, but I don't want to promise that. Because that was kind of what I was waiting for, but realistically, that video would have to be so, like, dedicated, because I wouldn't want the end to be, like, bad, you know? So, yeah, that's a question so many of you have asked, and I told myself this was going to be, like, a 5-minute video right now, but I feel like I've been talking for, like, 20 minutes, so, yes. Anyways, so, on that note, the future of my channel, many of you are probably like, well, she just told us she's not doing roleplay, she's not uploading consistently, what is this girl actually telling us? I am telling you all that this is the new era of averydawnside, and the new era of averydawnside is different, but very exciting, because, honestly, this is just a whole new thing for us. I want to make video content of different games. I want to show you guys my favorite childhood games that I played alongside Star Stable. I want to show you my journey with Pico and my horse and training him and watching him grow up. I want to show you more in real life videos. I want to have a community that isn't 100% just based on me uploading. Like I want to have something that's a new passion for me in a way, in whatever way that works out, and however much activity that is or not activity. It's just something different. So with that being said, I don't know what's 100% to come for the future, but I can say expect some videos about Pico coming out soon, because I am going to be answering so many of your questions about what it's like owning a horse and things like that. I will probably also put some IRL clips at the end of this video just to show how Pico and I are doing, show some progress. And then I'll also probably make a video separately. And I'm also hoping, I've always wanted to make an IRL, like spend a day at the barn with me vlog, and I'm hoping to do that at the end of October if things work out. So possibly doing that to show you a little bit more of what I'm doing in my real life. And I hope you're excited. You're as excited as I am. So with that being said, I will see you all soon. I hope to talk to you soon, and I hope everything is going well. I love you all so, so deeply and dearly, and I truly appreciate all of you that are going to be sticking around with me for this new chapter of the channel. And as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!
I found somebody, I say you don't cross my mind. And she doesn't know that your favorite place is still mine. Now I take the long way home, avoid what I can't let go. I don't always think about you, but sometimes I do, 'cause sometimes I drive through all of the streets we used to on First Avenue. 'Cause sometimes I don't even know where I'm going at first. All of the turns that I had to unlearn, back to the surface, the feeling of all that we were. I don't always think about you till First Avenue, that's when I do.